An incredible scene that plays out much more like a contemporary television drama than a church meeting took place on December 22nd, 2014. Pope Francis had gathered the Roman Curia, that is the central leadership of the Catholic Church, for what was anticipated to be a simple Christmas greeting. In an incredible turn of events, the Holy Father did something quite unexpected. He presented church leadership with the list of 15 diseases that plague them and undermine the church's mission. Oh, to have been a fly on the wall that day. Among these 15 diseases were existential schizophrenia, backbiting, joylessness, and indifference. And these were only a few of the illnesses he mentioned. As you can imagine, this created quite a few waves. In this dramatic moment, not only do we see Pope Francis lay the path for renewal within the church hierarchy, but we can also see him echoing Jesus' exhortation from today's gospel and reminding the whole church that we are called to be salt of the earth and light for the world. Jesus makes clear to all who wish to follow him that they are to be the light of the world and the salt of the earth. My friends, these are powerful images, as powerful today as they were when Christ first proclaimed them. For disciples of every time and place, these images are not mere ego boosters. Rather, they are a constant challenge to dare to become for God and others what Jesus was himself so clearly willing to be. To be a light to the world is to illumine others with God's truth and God's mercy. Likewise, that same light must expose the sins of pride and envy and meanness and indifference, injustice, and anything else that blinds us from the divine truth and mercy Christ has gained for us. Insofar as sin is anything that makes it more difficult to see in ourselves and one another the light and love of Jesus Christ, exposing such sin not only frees us from darkness, but also better enables us to do all that is good and life-giving. In Jesus' light, we see the source of all light. We see the Father's creative love. We see Jesus' redeeming love. And we experience the Spirit's inspiring love. Still, it is not enough to let this light shine out upon others. We must also allow this light to penetrate and saturate every fiber of our being. The greatest encouragement that our God-given light can give to others is to show to others how this light is, first and foremost, transforming us. To be salt is to accept the fact that our efforts or lack thereof to follow Christ do have an impact on others, regardless of whether we are always aware of that impact or not. There are times in our lives when we lose our taste for God and or the things of God. More times than not, this is displayed by our own feelings of inadequacy and indifference when it comes to practicing virtue. We all have our moments when we are tempted to believe that our day-to-day efforts at following after Jesus simply don't make a positive difference in the lives of others, let alone in God's overall plan for salvation. Unlike salt, however, we can regain that taste. We can regain that taste for doing what is righteous and good through prayer, the sacraments, and perhaps most practically, by doubling and tripling our efforts at practicing those very virtues that we are tempted to stop pursuing. My friends, when we are tempted to wonder about our own effectiveness in witnessing the power and promise of God's creative, redeeming, inspiring, healing, and challenging love in our everyday, imperfect lives, we should take great consolation and encouragement about something which is very true about both light and salt. Even the smallest amounts of each go a very, very long way. Amen.